Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. Today, my friends, I'm going to be testing the RX 5700 XT in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I'm going to be retesting it actually because I've already made a video using this GPU in this game, but the game was completely broken back then. This time around, the game has been updated and it has been optimized, and it's actually running really well compared to what it was at release. So this GPU is the PowerColor version of the card. It has two fans. It doesn't have a model name for some reason. We're also running it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigs of RAM, so there's no CPU bottlenecks. Something like a Ryzen 5 3600 and 16 gigs in dual channel will absolutely deliver the same results and won't bottleneck this card, and let's get right into it. Okay, going over the settings, we're going to be playing this one at 1080p as well as 1440p and 2160p or 4K. I'm always going to be utilizing 100% resolution scale. Maybe we're going to mess around with that a little bit at 4K resolution depending on how playable it is. And over on the graphics quality settings, these are the settings that we're utilizing right now. These are actually the Hardware Unboxed Optimized settings. Alright, here we go, my friends. We're going to start counting our FPS. And look at that, 100, almost touching 100 FPS here, which is amazing. Stop song, stop the copyright, god damn it, Ubisoft, every single time. Anyways, let's rate it, yes. Okay, this is the most intensive area of my benchmark run right at the beginning here. This is more intensive than the actual built-in benchmark in this game, so that's why I prefer to play it right here and test it right here instead of that benchmark run. It's also pretty accurate as well. We end up getting pretty much the same averages, but lower 1% lows. And also because who the heck wants to hear me talking about gibberish while there's a benchmark one running in the background? It's much better if I'm just killing people here, or NPCs or whatever. I'm not killing people, YouTube, don't demonetize me, okay? Anyways, oh my gosh, I am full of oil, as you can see. And we're gonna destroy that thing. Explosions are not really that intensive in this game, and they won't really drop your FPS. Yes, you heard it right, guys. Ubisoft has actually optimized something, and that's the explosions. But they actually did optimize this game pretty well. Like, this was running horribly when I took a look at it with the 5700 XT back when the game released. It was stuttering all over the place, and right now it's very, very smooth. I do have the game installed on an SSD, and I did have it installed on an SSD as well back when it launched, but yeah, it's running way better right now. It feels smooth, it's completely playable. So if you want to play this game at 1080p with the 5700 XT, I think you can even play it at ultra high settings. It should only get you like 15 to 20% less frames with those settings, like absolutely maxed out, you know, but I wouldn't really play like that. I would prefer to keep our 1% lows above 60 FPS at all times, because if it was above 60 FPS back there, it will be above 60 FPS pretty much everywhere in the map. And I mean in the entire map, not only in this snowy part of the map, in England as well. Okay, so let's keep on moving here. This is another small town, and as you can see, it's way less intensive than the other one, at least by the shore of the other one, and it's running perfectly fine. Like, the 5700 XT is doing a fantastic job. 8 gigs of VRAM is absolutely all you need in this game as well. As you can see, it's not even touching 6 gigabytes of VRAM utilization, and the RAM usage is well below 10 gigabytes, so 16 gigs is absolutely fine. For some reason, I always struggle to get out of a horse. Like, I'm pressing E, I don't know, I have to wait until they shoot me, and then I'm back on my feet. Okay, everything is fine now. Alright, so we're now at 2560 by 1440 resolution, 100% resolution scale still, of course, and still with the same very high settings, or Hardware Unboxed Optimized settings. And as you can see, the game's looking very beautiful at this resolution. I will probably render this video at 4K actually. Let's start counting our FPS. I think I will definitely play like this. Like, the game was not really that playable at 1440p with high settings back when the game released, and now it's completely playable with kind of like very high settings. It's actually providing us with 60 plus FPS, aside from here by the shore where it drops into the mid 50s, which is still not too bad. You know, as I told you, you're not really gonna come across an area this broken, I guess, because this shouldn't really be that intensive, but it is really intensive. So I'm just gonna say that this area is kind of broken in this game. Let's just start exploding things and kill some enemies once again. Here we go, 60s, not too bad. I think we kind of got these same FPS that we're getting right now back when the game released with the medium settings, not the very high settings, you know. I think on ultra high it was actually kind of rough at about like 45 frames per second, maybe a little bit more than that. I don't have exact figures. I'm going by what I remember. I don't know, I'm probably gonna stop comparing it to what it was on release. It doesn't stutter again. VRAM utilization is slightly higher than what it was at 1080p. That's to be expected, of course, but it's still really far off 8 gigabytes, so that's okay. RAM usage is pretty much the same, and the clock speeds of our GPU, it's the PowerColor version, as I told you, it's running at 1900 plus megahertz, which is surprising to say the least. Actually, I didn't think it would run like that. Temperatures are still absolutely fine in the mid 70s, 40s cooler, you know, it's not a high-end version of the 5700 XT, and if you have something like a Strix version, Gaming X version, you might actually see like 3 more FPS or so, because those will come factory overclocked out of the box and will run at a higher clock speed, of course. But yeah, the little PowerColor version here, and I mean little, it's actually quite small, that's what she said, is doing a fantastic job. You know, size doesn't matter. You can see that in this other town, it doesn't really drop from 60, and for a single player title, this is absolutely fine. I'd definitely choose to play at 1440p with these settings. The game looks gorgeous like this, and we're finally at 3840 by 2160. I'm not sure why it decided to lock itself to 144 Hz, so if you see some color fringing issue, it's because of the capture card, because whenever I set 144 Hz it does that, but we shouldn't really see that because it shouldn't run at 100 plus FPS anyways. 100% resolution scale right now using these settings, same settings obviously, and let's do this. Holy crap, this is kind of promising. Look at those frames, guys, and look at those textures in the boat. They look really nice at 4K. Alright, I'm liking this. Let's start counting those frames, open sail, and do this all over again. I don't even know, I might have like 800 kills by now and 2% game progress, which is just crazy. But okay, so 30s, wow. Okay, I'm really impressed by this. We only got 30 plus FPS, I believe, with the medium settings at 4K, and now we're seeing 30 plus at these settings, which look really good. It looks way nicer than medium settings, that's for sure. Explosion here, okay, all good. I am kind of a little bit speechless right now, guys. I didn't expect 40 something FPS average at 4K, very high settings. This is basically very high settings, and wow. I guess Ubisoft really did optimize their game quite well during the last few weeks, months. Yeah, it has been like, what, 2 months since this release? Wow, holy crap. I really need to start benchmarking the games 2 months after they come out. Which is kind of a shame, you know, the game should have released like this, not like the stuttery and unplayable mess and an unoptimized mess that it was a couple of months ago. It was really bad, and now it's just so smooth. I really like this. VRAM utilization is still not maxed out even at these settings, 6.5 gigabytes of VRAM usage, so 8 gigabytes is absolutely fine. And we're even reaching like, what, 50 FPS? Yeah, look at that. Holy crap. I did not expect this whatsoever, my friends. This is so good. Clock speeds are actually a little bit lower, not sure why. At 1440p they were like 100 megahertz higher, maybe like 50 to 100 megahertz, but still a considerable difference. I don't know what happened there, but 45 FPS average. I mean, this is what the RX 570 gets at 1080p medium, I believe. This is really, really good. I mean, at this point, there's no need for you to drop the resolution scale slider. 4K native resolution is absolutely doable. I am loving this 4K experience. Again, this is a single player title. You can definitely enjoy yourself playing with like 40 plus FPS. I think 40 plus FPS is what you should aim for. What the heck do you just leave me alone? God damn it, dude. Oh my gosh. Heal yourself, buddy. Thank you very much. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Oh my gosh, that guy's crazy. Look at him. Oh my gosh, come on. Oh, god damn it. How did that miss? Oh my gosh, stop it. How many axes do you have? Jesus Christ. Okay, he's almost dead. He's just standing still there. I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'm actually gonna check it out again. Yes, it's at 100% scaling. What the heck? I am really surprised. I'm just gonna set it to 80% just for a little bit. It still looks good like this, and we are actually achieving 60 FPS. Holy crap! The 5700 XT can run Assassin's Creed Valhalla with pretty good visuals at 4K resolution. Now, this is not 4K anymore, but it still looks really, really sharp and good. Okay, still in the 60s around here. It gets pretty much the same FPS here as outside of a little town like that one. And let's see. I mean, I will be really impressed if it manages like 45 plus all of the time. Wow, look at that. 40 something. I didn't really see it drop from 45. Our room cent lows are at 44, but I mean, it's kind of hard not to play like this, to be honest. We're already getting 60 FPS and we're not even outside of town yet. So, yeah, all in all, Ubisoft actually did it. They optimized Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It might actually be running better than Odyssey at this point. I'm not even sure. Probably not, to be honest, but it's very playable at all 3 or 4 resolutions, and I can definitely recommend a system with something like a Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 5700 XT if you want to play this game. So yeah, if that's you, go ahead and buy it. It should be a ton of fun. I'll catch you guys in the next one very soon, and as always, I love you all. Bye bye.